My name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please do subscribe. Now this is New Year's Day here in Rochester. Alexa, where am I?
Here's what I found.
Alexa, exit YouTube. Alexa, where am I?
You're at 7 Corys Road, Flat 5, Biggs Apartments in Rochester, Kent.
So I had a call from my mother Jennifer at 12 midnight last night, and I had a call from her this morning telling me that she was going to ring again later on this morning. I haven't spoken to my mother since yesterday afternoon because she was behaving like a child speaking to me on the phone. Bullying is serious, it's not funny. Taking the mickey out of someone's appearance to a certain extent, like comedians do, can be funny, but when a person has been disfigured through domestic violence, they've had acid thrown in their face, they're a different skin colour, there gets a point to where comedians and some people need to draw the line. It's not funny. It can make somebody's life pure hell. And the people that are doing it are not oil paintings themselves. Some of them are jealous women, right, that are afraid I'm going to speak to a man and find some happiness. Some of it is that. So I'm on my own, and when I do try to speak to a man, another woman will cut in, or somebody has stopped me speaking and be over loud, and I just walk away and have to walk away. Right, so this morning, Max, I took out for a walk just after 10 a.m. The weather is not raining, it's mild, but the grass on the field is muddy. I nearly slipped over last night in my Wellington boots. So last night the field was completely empty, and I was walking around it by myself in heavy, thick mud, and it was slippery. Today the field is jam-packed. You've got the guy with the grey hair and the two pug dogs in his green coat on the field, and he talked to the Chinese lady's husband with the two white dogs. And then we had the guy with Betty on the field with his dog, who I said Happy Christmas to. Christmas Eve, I bumped into him and I said Merry Christmas. He called Max Prince and his dog is Betty. Today he totally blanked me and was waving to a younger woman with a big husky dog, and she had a cap on her head. I didn't go back home sulking because someone had blanked me. I carried on walking around the field. I let Max off the lead, and he ran up and down and he enjoyed himself. I'm not punishing Max because someone has made me feel invisible and horrible about myself. So Max ran around the field, and you've got to remember that Max is a tiny dog and a husky is massive. So he might have been doing that for a reason, because a husky can crush Max. A husky is a big dog, and he's very tiny, and his back legs are very thin, and a big dog could break his legs. So I walked around the field with Max. I let Max off the lead, and I've been having a difficult time with these guys upstairs. Now in 2020 and 2021 they drove me bananas, and then I used to go outside and sit on benches for hours, but now I put my music on and ignore them. I think the kids have something wrong with them. I think they've got autism, and some kids with autism actually are aggressive and they scream and shout. So, you know, you have to understand that, right? And being cooped up indoors solidly for nearly 3 days over New Year must be horrible for them without going outside. It must be horrible cooped up. So I turned that person down last night. I said, no, I don't want you coming in my flat. I don't know you. So it felt like, the whole field was full of couples walking together. And like I was being punished for not accepting invitations for sordid sex. And I'm very proud of myself for not falling into the devil's temptation of one night stands and people treating you like a doormat and dog shit. Because that's what used to happen to me. And I want a relationship. And if I can't have a relationship where a man doesn't just come into my flat, use me and then fuck off, I don't want a relation. I don't want that. I'd rather go without. And somebody said to me, don't you get the urge for sex? Well, I think everybody does when they've gone without it for several years. But it's like the 40-year-old virgin. If you watch that, he's 40 and he hasn't had sex. And he starts seeing buses with naked women on the side of them. And sex is thrown in his face. I've been married. I'm not a spinster. I've been married. I had a varied sex life. I've had other relationships where I've had sex. So you're stupid, whoever you are. I've had 4 kids. It's not as if I'm an old granny sat in the flat that's never had sex and I don't know what it is, because I do. I mean, really? Some poor, sad individual this morning. Somebody calling themselves David, 67. Crystal, you look serious. Crystal, you look serious. Well, wouldn't you? I've got a fucking, sounds like the Clangers living upstairs. So I comes out of the field. There's people everywhere. There's 2 husky dogs now. There's one on the field. There's another one on the pavement. I've got Max in my arms because I don't want him crushed by big dogs. And then there's a blonde woman with short cropped hair. I've dyed my hair ginger, right? Ginger. So out this beautiful woman gets out of a car with cropped blonde hair, the lips that look like the trout pout. All beautiful. Got a pair of trousers I wore in an earlier video. And don't they look better on her than me? And I walk past this blonde lady. There's 2 Asian men looking in the Rochester Side Riverside office with this gorgeous blonde getting out of the car. And there's me in my cap and glasses like Bridget Jones' Diary, when all the cars get rain all over me, walking through the middle of the woman and the 2 men. Because I had my thick blue coat on, my grey beanie hat and my glasses on. I don't know. But I'm happy with myself. It's like somebody's trying to fucking rub my face in shit. Gets into my flat. From upstairs. And normally I'd lose my temper, wouldn't I? But oh no. There's people worse off than me. There really is. Now I'm going to get a cup of coffee. I'm going to finish my glass of champagne. And I will not be pushed, cajoled into dirty sex. And I don't care what you call me, because I've heard it all and I don't really care. And sometimes being serious stops you getting seriously harmed. When you are drugged up, when you are drunk, your mind is not in control, and some men will take advantage of you. And I might be sensible and I might be serious, but I don't want it anymore. I never wanted it in the first place, these men calling round and are doing those things to me. I never wanted it in the first place, right? But I didn't feel myself. I felt like I was being controlled by circumstances and things going on in my life. And now I like, you get sober from drink and you get off drugs. Well, I'm off men. See you later.